Let's take a look at some mixtures questions. Again, quite a few people find it easier to create the table. And so you feel free to do what you need to do, but I'm going to make these tables for you. You don't have to make the tables, just like on the last one you didn't have to. So here what I'm looking at is I've got, the question is how many liters of 40% antifreeze. So notice I've got liters of solution, and that's the question. This is going to be my X. How many liters of 40% antifreeze must be added to 4 liters of 10% antifreeze? So that's 4 liters of 10% antifreeze to produce 35% antifreeze solution. So essentially what we're saying is we're adding these together to find the total liters of antifreeze solution. So again, let me go through where I came up with that. As I was reading the question, I'm trying to fill in things on the table that are helpful to me. So the liters of solution is how many liters of 40% solution. That's my question, so I named that X and filled that into the table. Must be added to 4 liters of 10% antifreeze. This is given to me, and I just filled it in the appropriate place on the table. Now I know that if I take the 40% antifreeze plus the 10% antifreeze, that will give me the total liters of 35% antifreeze solution, because it says we're adding. So hopefully you're with me so far. The next step is essentially to take these numbers times the solution. So this is actually 0.4, as we know. So this is 0.4 times x, which is 0.4x. This is actually 0.1, as you know, so 0.1 times 4 is 0.4. And this is actually 0.35, as you know, so this is actually 0.35 times x plus 4, which I could distribute, but I'm just going to do that on the next step. So the good news is, this is my equation. I've written it. So it seemed a little confusing, but if you make the table helps you create the equation. So my equation is 0.4x plus 0.4, and then I'm going to go ahead and distribute 0.35x, and then if I take 0.35 times 4, I of course get 1.4. So now I'm just going to solve from here. Again, if you hate dealing with decimals, you can use that trick I showed you. In this case, since there's hundredth place, you'd multiply everything by 100. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go ahead and solve. So I'm going to subtract 0.35x from each side. And on the left side, I get 0.05x. Then I'm going to subtract 0.4 from each side. So I get 0.05x equals 1. And then I'm going to take 1 divided by 0.05, and I'm going to get 20. So it's always good to go back and look at, did I answer the question? So the question says, how many liters of 40% antifreeze solution must be added? And since I set x equal to that, then I've answered my question. So here I would write a sentence that says, I must add 20 liters of 40% antifreeze solution to produce the new solution. This one's very similar. Again, I've already created the table for you. I know which is a big help, but of course you can try to do it without my table. Go ahead and press pause, do the question, then press play to check your work. So again, I'm going to read the question. I'm going to fill in what I can as I'm reading. It says, so how much 4% solution? So it looks like I'm looking for how many milliliters of 4% solution. That's going to be my X. Should be mixed with 200 milliliters of 12% solution. So that's going to go here, 200 milliliters of solution. Again, we're making a 9% solution. They don't tell me how much, but I know if I add those two together, because obviously I'm just combining them, I would get x plus 200. And then I'm just going to multiply those values by the percent solution. So this is going to be 0.04x, again 0.04, not 0.4, that would screw it up. This would be 0.12, so 0.12 times 200 gives me 24. And I know that that's going to be 0.09 times x plus 200, which means my equation is 0.04x plus 24. I'm going to go ahead and distribute to get 0.09x, and then take 0.09 times 200 to get 18. From here, not too bad. I'm going to subtract 0.09 from each side. Again, it's important that I'm just doing one thing per step. So I get negative 0.05x plus 24 equals 18. I'm going to subtract 24 from each side. So negative 0.05x subtracting 24 gives me negative 6. Then I'm going to take negative 6 divided by negative 0.05, and that gives me 120. So again, did I answer the question? I'm looking for how much 4% solution, and that was what I set x equal to. So my answer is I would need 120 milliliters of 4% solution to make my 9% solution.